See, that's the thing. To somebody, 1,500 a week would be like just so much money for them. And they would love to be able to make 1,500 a week. But it's true. We spend to what we make. Like, I have someone in my life that doesn't do that. Their salaries increased and they've kept their small place and they've kept all of their bills the same. They don't buy stuff and they're putting money away so that they can get out of the rat race a little sooner. But they keep their income goes up because of the job they're doing, but they do not increase their lifestyle. They keep it low so that they can, in a downturn or whatever, still afford what they're doing. But human nature dictates, oh, I'm making this much money now, I can go out and spend this much money. Yeah, because what happens is if you're losing your job and your prices are going down, that means the housing market is going down. So it means that people are losing their salaries. There will be a smaller amount of people looking at the high dollar or the more expensive houses. So your house continues to decrease in value because the audience to buy your house has decreased greatly. So then you can't say, oh, well, I bought this house in the high market. Let's just use the number of $1 million. So you bought $1 million house and you have a mortgage of $800,000 based on the fact that you made $250,000 a year in your tech job. And then all of a sudden you lose your tech job. And as you're losing your tech job, more people are in the market. And as the interest rates are going up, the prices of houses are coming down and the values of already high market houses are coming down. So now you have a house you paid $1 million for, you had a salary that you could cover it, and you have an $800,000 mortgage, and now your house is worth $750,000. So now you're upside down in your house. Now you have to sell your house at a loss and your equity is gone because your equity was in that $800,000 to the $1 million. That's where you had put your equity. So you sell the house at a loss and you don't even get back the down payment and the equity you put in, and you still have this big loan. So what was the net gain there? It wasn't. It was a net loss. Now that sounds negative, and I realize it does sound negative, and I'm sorry because I'm not a negative person. I'm a pragmatic person, and pragmatism is something that is missing in this country. And if you want pragmatic solutions, if you want reality, I am the person that you should ask, because I grew up dirt poor. So I understand what it's like to pinch pennies and not be in a position to have the things other people had. And then when I started to get things, I said, oh, this is really, really nice. But I would still put things on layaway, and I would still say, oh, I need to have 2 months of utilities in my account. And I still did some things that were, what if everything blows up? And my life did blow up. They're going to bottom out the market in that industry as well. It's like if you do bookkeeping for $20, but really you're doing $90 an hour work and you accept $20, it changes the landscape of the key phrase you're saying is a ton of money. And a ton of money is always a motivator. And what we've gone away from because of a ton of money is understanding that a ton of money is pretty exclusive. There's an exclusive amount of people making a ton of money, and there's the majority of people scrambling around trying to make any money. And so because we're so hyper focused on making a ton of money, we honestly have been completely non-focused on people who are just trying to make a living. There's such a difference between pursuing a ton of money and making a living and supporting your family. So what's going to happen in every industry as the industries, thin out and, the cream rises to the top and a few people make a ton of money, people are going to start having to live together, share housing, move in together, share bills. We are going to go back to a village situation where people just have to look to each other to help each other out, because there's no way to sustain neighborhoods anymore because half the people can't afford their house and their kids, thank God for public schools. And I know that's in California on the backs of property tax owners and different taxes, but I can't imagine what kind of society we'd have if we didn't have schools that all children can attend. We're just really making a mess of things. I'm not saying we can go back all the way to the old way because that wasn't good either. But there's a place that we can go that moderates the making a ton of money at the expense of everybody else, losing an industry due to technology, and people making big bad money mistakes because they won't read the fine print. We have 3 things going on here, and they're all unfortunately not mutually exclusive, but they're all detrimental. And nobody wants to look at detrimental behavior because then that points a finger right back at yourself. Our aren't you responsible that for what happens to you? Yeah. But in a society where you make a mistake, are you supposed to just be eliminated? We're just doing the wrong things.